Hi, I'm Steven.
And I'm Bret.
And we are the Broadway Husbands.
In this video, we're going to tell you guys about how we planned our wedding in under 2 months. We just celebrated
8 years of marriage. Oh my God. Time flies.
We make content on Instagram and here on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to this channel by clicking the button below. We had a crazy week because we had people in town and we didn't really get to celebrate, but we
celebrated.
But we made up for it. But we, when we decided to get married, I proposed to Steven, which we talked about in our previous video, our engagement.
And that was in 2008, and we actually didn't get married until 2011.
And I was on tour, and then I came back, and I was like, Steven, are we going to do this? Because
I remember he came back, it was on Valentine's Day, and he was like, are we going to do this? Or like, what are we doing? And I was like, fine, let's do it. And
I was like, well, when?
And I was like, April 18th. That was when we first went on a date. Hello. And then we're like, great, let's do it then. April 18th. Bam. So then it was like, off to the races. Go, go, go.
So I started planning. I had booked a show. I was in rehearsals, and I was planning the wedding during rehearsals, and literally had 60 days to get it all put together.
Yeah.
And so we explored. Of course, we started making a list of people we wanted to invite first. Then we started looking at venues.
Yeah, the venue is like the biggest thing, right? Well, did we decide where we're gonna have the wedding first, or then?
Well, we talked about like, let's get married in Connecticut because it wasn't legal in New York City yet.
Yeah.
So we looked
New York
up.
State.
I literally Googled close Connecticut cities that had pretty town halls and looked at pictures of their town halls and decided that Greenwich over Stamford had the prettiest town hall.
Yeah, so, first we went, after we decided to get married, first we went to Greenwich and got our marriage license.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No, we picked Greenwich off of the internet pictures.
Yeah, but then we
went like a month later.
Oh, it was that much further.
Yeah, we didn't go until like 2 weeks before the actual wedding to get our license.
Oh, right. It was closer. Well, it was all in a short amount of time.
Anyway, so we picked that spot, and then we started looking up places in New York where we could have a reception. Name of it, Green something. And then we went and looked at this great venue. We called this guy, the event planner, and we said his name was Jeno Steiner. He was awesome.
Amazing.
And he was like, hey, there's a better venue with beautiful views that's available. We decided to do our wedding on a Monday because he was in a show, I was in a show, and it would be super easy for us to have our friends come because most of our friends are off on Mondays. Mm-hmm. And we knew on a Monday, most venues
be a little less expensive.
Would not be that busy. So we decided a Monday, we go check out this venue. He's like, come look at this other spot. It was called Manhattan Penthouse. And we went and met him there. We took a look at this place.
And the second I saw it, I was like, well, we have to have it here. So like this space was absolutely gorgeous. It was like the whole floor with 360 views of the city around it. And everything was in-house, so like there was the wait staff there. They had their own menu. You could choose like from the food that they had there.
And the food was great.
The food was awesome. And Jeno, the event or the space manager, was just so awesome and so willing to work with us.
The way we planned it out was I just started, of course, like most wedding, people, brides do, started looking at Pinterest and getting ideas. But, our rings...
Was Pinterest even a thing then?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was a new thing, but it was a thing.
Was it even a thing?
But what ended up happening is we ended up making... everyone who wanted to come, who came to town, could take the train from Grand Central up to Greenwich. We had an outdoor ceremony at the town hall. We then had everyone take the train back, and you had time to fill in between.
Well, first we had a nice lunch up in Greenwich, Connecticut for the people who had come out of town before we went back into the city.
It actually just ended up being everybody.
Yeah.
We were initially like, only the people in town, but it was like, if you came up to Greenwich,
you're going to come to this
You're going to come have lunch with us. So we had lunch with everybody, they took the train back, and then we had the reception in New York City later that night. And the reception the point of this video, I think, is to say that, like, we didn't have a lot of money, and we ended up selling some stocks that I had in Disney stocks.
And we also, thanks to Obama, we had a really great first-time home buyers credit, and our tax return was amazing that year. So everything was really...
We were in a good place.
We were in a good place. It was really easy to have some extra money laying around that we used for it.
But we also, like, were able to cut corners in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And that was doing it on a Monday. It was, you know, we have friends who do props on Broadway, and we ask them to help us do our centerpieces, because those people are so good at making things look amazing.
Yeah.
I did a lot of the prep work on those centerpieces. We ended up meeting a friend who's a florist who got us wholesale flowers.
We bought flowers wholesale and just did it ourselves.
Yeah. And it just came out really perfectly. And I'm going to give more details in our blog post on Broadway Husbands about all the different details of which, you know, the things I chose to do creatively for the wedding. But there was a lot of great ways to make it work. Like, we had all of our performer friends, in lieu of gifts, would you perform at our reception? And so they did. You know, we had a little cabaret show, and it was really a special event, special day. And what makes it so special, which I'll write about in the blog post, is that every single person who provided something for the wedding was somehow related to us, like somehow a really good friend.
Yeah.
And it made it feel very personal, as opposed to just hiring strangers for everything.
Right. Although I will say the only person that was involved that we didn't really have a personal connection to was the DJ. And our DJ was like the worst part.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah.
They played songs that we asked them not to
not
play.
to play.
Like, I mean, but it was all good. But like, there were things that were happening with the DJ that I was like, wait a second,
Yeah.
didn't we?
The DJ was a bummer.
But that was the only thing, because we didn't